this to add to your data and see what occurs. And I really haven't been using, this is the upgrade, so I've just been handing it out because I already know how it works. I haven't actually used it myself yet.
Well, that's exciting.
Yeah. So. But yeah, this is full spectrum lighting. Anything nuts on there? Your camera likes to act up in this location. Like it goes wonky in here, especially if we get any kind of EMF. The closer you get to that corner, the higher your EMF's going to go, just because of the electrical pole right there.
I don't know. I don't feel like I'm doing this right.
It's literally a point and shoot. You review it tomorrow. Like that's usually the whole gist of this.
There's just that little bit right there with the bush.
Mm-hmm. How cold are we getting now?
It's been pretty consistent. It's not very at all.
So I normally look for like 15 to 20 degree drops. So
I've never seen any of that.
Could have flashed really fast. You may have missed it. That's what the review is for.
Okay.
And I just showed her how this guy works. So basically there's 10 lights between all of this mess that's giving us light that we can't see. So the hope here is like orbs will show up, something might fly by that we normally wouldn't be able to see that reflects light. So I usually use lasers with this as well, so we can kind of see the motion of it. You can't see the lasers until something goes through it. Like they're invisible until something physical goes through. So it's an interesting concept, you know, and I have caught quite a bit of like legitimate orbs, not bugs just passing through. But just like the first night we had it out, maybe the second night, we actually caught this giant orb right here, like going right above me. It was the craziest thing. And it was like it stopped and then moved. So I look at the motion, the size, the speed, you know, to be able to verify things. Can I see its point of origin and its destination in the frame, or did it go out? Because most of the time if it goes in and out, it's just an insect. It just depends. Like there's a lot of study that goes into each one just to make sure, like it's, so if we have a buggy night in the summertime, it's a nightmare for me because I have to analyze pretty much everything that's flying through the screen.
I'd gone on a tour at the Waverly Sanitarium, and we were going down what they call the death chute, and I was the last person in the group, and all of a sudden I just got like this creepy feeling behind me, and I was like, so I turn around and I take a picture, orb, huge orb.
Crazy.
I was like, that is so cool. I had a friend who went with, and at the beginning of it she's like, this is complete nonsense, and by the end of it she's like, okay, actually I think there's something to this.
So let me show you the orb we caught. I had to post it, of course I did, because that's what keeps people coming to the tours. And with me being, you know, a content creator already, I have to make it elaborate. So it'll be on the right-hand side, like coming towards me.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Like direction, I can see exactly which way it was going. I have smaller ones too, but that's probably the best one I've ever seen, like on my particular equipment.
Yeah.
So there was a lot at the lighthouse, like there was, and it was the older version of this camera. So I was surprised to see as many as I did that I was actually able to verify, and we had EMF readings to go along with it. Like so, it would actually go and touch the EMF meter, and it would go off, kind of thing. Like it was good stuff.
Cool.
Are you getting anything over there? So we're probably going to have to call this one a dead one, huh? So let's at least give you guys some footage of the front. So we'll go walk towards the front, and then we'll come back over here and get this party wrapped up. I love the fact that her hands are all full. So green?
Blue.
Blue. That's a good number. That's a good color. What's funny is, long ago, apparently they used to do investigations here with obviously some much older equipment of just Anne Bonny, and would just stay here in the front lawn of this place and inside trying to get in touch with her.
Well,
They don't do that tour anymore, but I heard about that, and I'm like, okay, they probably just had an EMF reader and calling out with a voice recorder, you know, because there wasn't much equipment back in the day. And there's even more equipment coming on the market now. Like, I can't wait to get my hands on this new one. It's basically a digital Ouija board. Like, it goes through all of the letters, and then the EMF readings make it stop on certain letters.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, but it is crazy expensive.
Of course, always is.
And I have to keep upping the ticket price, which I'm at a good price right now, where everybody seems to be like pretty happy with it. I mean, weekends are $50 at this point, so it's like I started this off at like $15 a ticket.
Really?
Yeah, just to see if it would actually work.
Yeah.
I mean, I walked away from a 6-figure income to do this. Like, just walked
That's
away.
Awesome.
So.
Doing writing?
I was actually in retail management for over 20 years, and I walked away. Just somebody recruited me, trying to talk me into being just like what these guys you see out here. I'm like, yeah, I use gear. They actually recruited me because they heard my podcast, and he was starting a new company, and I was all about like, oh, this is brand new, getting up off the ground. Well, I learned what I could from him, then got away because I realized like he's a great historian, but he's taken too much of a cut. So the name was already mine anyway because that was the name of the podcast. So I just stuck with it.
That's awesome.
And every time we get some crazy new camera or whatever, I just up the ticket $2, $3, $4, $5 depending on the price of it, because I have to maintain it at that point. And there's always upgrades, and you know, like that FLIR that's on there. That's the 3rd upgrade I've done on that thing, and those FLIRs are not cheap at all. And you have to find the right phone to be able to take it, because not every phone can use it. So every time we upgrade, it's a couple more bucks.
Yeah.
But I don't want to go above that $50 price point. I just don't.
Yeah.
Just because other tours around here run around $25. So I don't want to deter people.
Right.
But that's why you guys all write great reviews, so I can keep upping the price. Because now you guys just show up because of the reviews.
Yeah, they were really good.
Yeah, every platform is at 5 stars. Every once in a while I get somebody that just doesn't get it. And they're unhappy. It's like, can't make the ghost do anything. Sorry.
Right. What was that? Was that? I think it was one of the historical tours. There were some brutal reviews, like just young girls doing historical tours that probably aren't well spoken, and you know.
Yeah, but guys were
haven't
like,
worked on their delivery yet.
There were a lot of ums and likes, and she didn't even know the years.
Well, and then I do feel like if you are doing a historical tour, you should commit the years to memory.
Yeah. Years, dates.
Well, it's kind of what it's
kind
all
of the
about.
thing, yeah. Well, the great thing for me, I mean, I have epilepsy, so I actually have a hard time remembering things. So unless like these things pop up on like spirit boxes and all that, like all these numbers and digits and all that stuff, like I was able to remember obviously the earthquake, 1886, but then we talked about 1888 with Sue Howard Hardy, 1786 with Philadelphia Alley. I don't think I mentioned the year, but there's always numbers, and I have to listen for them. So it's kind of like, and then it's like, okay, who was born in what month? I remember birthdays of some of these people because it shows up all the time. So, but yeah. Is there a lot of, there's a lot of those that I do because it's kind of like, okay, what's the next line? You know what I mean? But it is what it is.
Yeah.
And I don't give the same delivery every single time. It's based on my audience.
Well, if you read from a script the whole time, people would be like, I don't know about all this. Yeah.
They're just all memorized. But if you guys go back and listen to the other tours, it's all the same lines I gave you. It's just I deliver it differently based on who's here. So, again, some people, they hate a scripted tour. Who doesn't hate a scripted tour? It's just a matter of who's your audience.
Right.
Do I have a bunch of senior citizens with me tonight where I have to really watch my swearing and make sure I'm prim and proper and make sure I know exactly what's going on with things? Yeah, I do. Do I get little kids on the tour where I really have to liven it up for them? Yeah, I have to make sure they have either that camera or they get the blinky light EMF.
Right.
Because that camera, if they're 7, 8 years old, they're used to playing video games anyway. So give them something they can watch. They're checking things out, and believe it or not, they're the best cameramen because they get the most stuff. Even though it's a bad video, I can freeze frame things and find it if it's there. So, anything else popping up? Besides all those blue readings I need to write down?
Blue all the time.
All right. So let's go get a quick little shot of the front, and then we'll come back over here.
Do you want me to turn this part off?
Yeah, let's turn the REM pod off.
Am I leaving this on?
Yeah, let's record for just another minute. Again, we'll just go up to the front. That way you guys can see what it actually looks like. All of this stuff you see in the front here didn't actually belong to this place, like the pillory and all the cannon and all that stuff, for show. We'll just kind of give this a minute and see if anything, that way you have some footage to watch, and we'll go collect everything and show you what's going to happen next. Again, the reason why I start in the places that I do is I'm just staying out of the way of the other tours. I'll let them have certain things because they're just going to move on anyway. I send my video people out separately. I'm like, go over there once the tour clears, get us some footage. But you can see how the different material, especially like the cannon, is going to hold some heat.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever gotten an actual good shot of the powder magazine sign. You got anything over there? Alright, let's go wrap this party up. Then we'll get you two back to your car.